is this Nikon Z system or Z system or red system? You see what I just did over here? Be right back. Hey, what's up guys? This is Vitaly, and this morning, like many of you might have woken up to very interesting, very intriguing news, and partially I was thinking, is this April 1st? But it comes to find out it is not. Today is March 7, 2024, and Nikon just acquired Red Camera Cine system. And I was thinking about it this morning, and I was like, you know, we've gone through a lot of amazing transition over the years with Nikon Z, well, Nikon mirrorless or Nikon cameras in general. And as you know, Nikon has been around for over 100 years. I think Nikon was established in 1917, 106 years ago. The camera company currently has over 20,000 employees, and they just acquired Red Camera System. And if you know much about Red Camera System, they're one of those camera manufacturers that are absolutely outstanding when it comes to cinema. They've been around only since 2005, which is 19 years, and they only have 220 employees according to the latest records. But yes, this system has been used on so many featured films and cinema films overall that it's really hard to count. If you go onto the Red Camera website, you will find that there's so many films that you and I love watching, anything from action to drama to comedy that's been made with Red cameras. Now, one of the things that's been very interesting is that recently, maybe in the past 2 years ago, year and a half, Red actually was suing Nikon because Nikon supposedly infringed on their patent by creating an internal in Nikon Z9 with the firmware, I believe 2.0, a update for raw internal compressed recording for video. Now, up to that point, only Red Camera System had that function, had that capability. But obviously, the lawsuit went away. Somehow, Nikon was able to keep what they set into this camera. But now it comes to find out, Nikon acquired Red Camera System, Red Camera manufacturer. And you know, some of the interesting things is that not long ago we found out that Nikon Z9 is slated to go to the moon, which is like mind-blowing. Now we're finding out that the camera system, Nikon, who has been the potato of all camera manufacturers, at least many state so, does not have a cinema line, but it's been primarily a stills camera. With the release of Nikon Z9, ZF, Z8, ZF is recording me right now, Nikon has really increased their output when it comes to video capabilities. And I think, so what does that mean for, you know, both systems, for Nikon as a company and now Red being acquired by Nikon? Well, I think it's going to be great for both systems. In which ways? I think where this is really going to shine is that we know that Raptor cameras from Red they have a global shutter. And I'm not sure exactly where the global shutter actually, who manufactures that for them, but they've been able to use an 8K global shutter on their Raptor camera. Now, I think Nikon can actually benefit from that technology, probably long term. We know that nothing is going to happen tomorrow. Probably nothing is even going to happen next month or maybe even next year. But this is going to be a very slow transition and possibly merge of technologies that Nikon has in their Z mirrorless system, combining with what Red has to offer currently. And I think it's really going to be a huge benefit to Red cameras because Nikon has been a lens camera manufacturer for many years. And now with having the Z system lenses that we have now, 50 1.2, 85 1.2, 135 1.8. These are some of the most outstanding, top of the line system lenses, okay? And now having these possible lenses be adapted and used by RED cameras. One thing for us to remember is that Nikon has been producing not only cameras. I think who are photographers or maybe videographers, we know Nikon as a company who only produces cameras, and that's not true. Nikon has been producing other type of equipment for the past 100 years. Binoculars, some of the medical equipment, some of the precision equipment, some of the regenerative medicine solutions, survey equipment. So, they've had different lines, if you will, basically, if you imagine the highway. So, camera system has only been one lane. Now, they're going to be adding another lane, which will be a cinema lane, where it's going to be part of Nikon. And what's amazing to see is that Nikon has been known as one of those potato camera systems where Sony has stills and cinema, Panasonic has stills and cinema, Canon has stills and cinema. Nikon has kind of been left in the dust with only having amazing lenses, outstanding stills cameras, and really, really, really good video camera now. However, by the industry, the Nikon cameras have not been really accepted as the cinema line cameras, or that company that can produce cinema line cameras. Well, now Nikon has jumped from the very bottom of where they have been in the industry view to literally nearly at the top, where they will be owning and producing and selling RED cameras. Now, what this also I think means for RED camera system is that Nikon has an experience and resources to manufacture cameras. Now, this may mean that maybe we're going to see a lot more RED cameras on the market. Because Nikon has experience with manufacturing and resources, we might see over time the lower prices of RED cameras and ability to use the Z mount lenses. We don't even know yet what's going to happen to the RF mount that's on the RED cameras. This is going to be interesting to see over time. So what do you guys think? What future holds for Nikon? What future holds for RED cameras? But I think obviously this has been Nikon-centric YouTube channel. And for the most part, I have been talking only about Nikon, but who knows, maybe now we're going to be talking also about RED cameras or Z cameras, or you know what I mean. So it is an amazing news, guys. I think this is something that we didn't expect. This is probably going to be one of the biggest announcements of the year of what happened in the camera industry when it comes to acquisitions. I know many of us are excited and waiting the Z6 III. I'm excited personally as well, but I feel like Nikon, who didn't have any cinema cameras, now has the entire slew, the entire company, who is a leading market expert when it comes to manufacturing the cinema camera line. And I think it's going to be absolutely amazing for Nikon. I am not a Nikon fanboy. I just love the system itself. I like how it's being used. I like the lens quality. I like what it offers, and I really see an amazing and great future for Nikon cameras. And if you're considering whether Nikon is actually going to be a leading camera manufacturers even in the future beyond where they are today, I think I personally have no doubt, if you're thinking of switching to Nikon and where you can take advantage of all the Nikon Z lenses, I mean, the spectacular quality of the Nikon Z lenses is really unmatched. I'm sure Sony has great lenses too. Canon RF mount has fantastic lenses as well. And I know it's only a tool, but I think we who are camera nerds, we also like to talk about camera gear and just throw things at each other from now and then, just for fun, just for all good fun. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this acquisition below. What does this mean for Nikon as a camera company? What does this mean for Red cameras in the future? And what do you think is going to happen? I don't have a crystal ball, obviously. We're only finding out this all today, but I think this is going to be something truly epic, and this is one of those unprecedented type of events that occurred in the camera industry in the past probably 10 years, I would say, that we see such a huge transition from, or I should say acquisition of one camera company by another. I know those acquisitions happened in the past, but this is really one of those epic ones that many of us will benefit, and it will only make us more excited to use cameras, for photography as well as videography. And I think the entire photography, videography community will eventually benefit. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already, so that I can make more videos like this for viewers like you. Thank you.